I know maybe I'm ugly, but you are too. But I went for a run this morning, then I smoked a little bit of weed and I got super anxious. And my heart, I got anxious and I got that feel I'm freaking not homeless, but I just sit in my truck in one spot all day. I feel like it's safe right here. People go hiking up a hill. It's not like if I park in a park, like I don't know, if I park at the supermarket, there's people want to panhandle and people drink right there. And even dudes from the neighborhood drive by on their bikes and shit like that. Like right here is chill, and I like that. I don't know, I like the position I'm in right now, but for the most part, it's mind my business. But I'm on chapter 2. Is it still our right to live the American dream? But anyway, I got faded in the morning, and I did music. That gets me anxious a little bit, But I didn't want to look at myself, but I don't mind looking at myself now. Because when I got faded, I was thinking about how I am kind of lonely. Like, I don't know. Why can't I just get a normal job? And like, am I not normal? No. I was just super faded. I was super stoned. Just gotta keep pushing forward, man, That's just what I went through. It was like a mind battle. I was like, man, I don't even talk to nobody, and I felt lonely. You start thinking, man, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? You start thinking all this crazy shit about yourself. I was super fucking stoned, but I didn't want to look at myself, so I started just looking at it from the lens, which I probably should just do that, but I feel a little more, somebody just pulled up, but I feel a little more not so anxious, not so thinking about exactly what I'm doing, or overthinking what I'm doing, or overthinking where I kind of have to be right now. I don't know. I don't really want to. Relationships could be like, I don't know, kind of investments as well. You kind of don't want to invest it till you're kind of capable, So, chapter 2. Is it still alright to live the American dream? The federal government and the IRS actually make it possible to slash your taxes by 70% and prosper as the rich do. You can also protect your assets during your lifetime and for generations to come. Case Study 1, Selma, Part 2. Selma wanted to give up, but her internal drive would not let her. She acquired a small business loan based on her past performance and started over. A friend advised her to do what the rich people do, plan ahead and protect herself and her business property. She did. Seldom found, with her new business structure, she not only cut her taxes in half, but also she had acquired the protection she should have had earlier. She not only survived, she succeeded. Key points: dare to dream. Let the IRS and federal government help you slash your taxes by 70%. Protect your assets, you can and should. Some people do make it, so why can't most of us? Some people do have beautiful homes. Some people have great cars, own boats and airplanes. Some people can travel at will. Some people work and love their work. Some let their money work for them. It hurts to see others around you with all these great benefits when you work just as hard and don't have them. It becomes the age-old struggle between the haves and have-nots. We have been taught that we can have and it is our right to have, therefore we want more deeply than we have ever wanted before. Legal crimes, taking something that does not belong to you through legal manipulation by using unethical business practices or through frivolous lawsuits escalate. It sounds like desperate people. More and more, I'm not making fun of those people, I'm saying he's just describing desperate people. More and more legal, but I get excited about it becomes, I get it, we've been taught that we can have and it's our right to have, therefore we want more deeply than we've ever wanted before. Like that kind of gets you riled up. But then in the next sentence is legal crimes, taking something, so like what he's saying in this society, having seen a lot and shown a lot, we're not satisfied, or we're chasing so much and losing ourselves. And that's what he's pretty much saying, like ever wanted before, legal crimes. Because he's saying, yeah, we have been taught that it's all right. We should have a lot. Therefore, we want stuff deeply and we've ever wanted before. So some people some people lose their lives because they're lost and they're chasing things such as drugs or such as other things just to obtain wealth. But they kind of do it in a scandalous way, you know. That's kind of fucked up, you know. More and more legal crime, just as with its illegal counterpart, runs like wildfire. Runs like wildfire for seemingly unimportant wants, such as name brand tennis shoes, designer jackets, gold chains. Tragic. It should not be this way. Yeah, but even that's like a fucked up thing for children. Like, even children are taught to want because, you know, they glorify it. So then they're stealing shit, you know. People lose their lives for sneakers, for designer jackets, gold chains. Tragic. It should not be this way. It doesn't say that, but I could add that flavor to it, you know. Shouldn't everyone have the right to be rich, or at least have enough to live with dignity? We should have the right to be rich. We should have the right to earn a good living. We should have the right to feed and educate our children. We should have the right to live a good life and not live in fear of loss. We should have the right to make the world a better place. We should have the right of freedom to do at will what we want, the way we want, to help ourselves, our families, and the world around us. Freedom is behind every person's dream, every person's desire, every person's goals. That freedom is our birthright. That's the freedom of the rich. When we study how the rich have obtained their freedom to do what they want, we achieve the same freedom. Yes, in fact, it is very simple. It begins with the understanding that if you prepare yourself, you're more likely to emerge not just as a survivor, but a winner. At present, very few people are winners. The ones that are winners do the following. They work for themselves. Our present economic system does not allow you to become financially free as an employee of anyone but yourself. Think of all the wealthy people. Do they work for someone else? No. Do they work for their own company? Yes. Has that company with all its assets been properly structured? Yes, of course. 2. The tax codes set up by the United States government are the same tax codes that the IRS follows. They are designed to help entrepreneurs just like you. The tax codes set up by the United States government are the same tax codes that the IRS follows. If you slashed your taxes by 70%, would this impact your life? Of course, this will give you the freedom the government and the IRS actually offer you. The freedom to be your own person and to be structured, and to structure your own business to make a profit. It doesn't seem easy. If I just start a corporation, what's the cost? How come they don't have it? Oh, the train coming. Like, you know when you watch TV and then there's those commercials? They always have those lawyer commercials, you know? On the job accidents, or, oh, you've been in an accident, call this guy. But they don't ever like offer no corporation. How come they know a corporation company asking you like, hey, I'll help you start a corporation, you know what I'm saying? If you slash your taxes 70%, would this impact your life? Of course, this will give you the freedom the government and the IRS actually offer you. The freedom to be your own person and to structure your business to make a profit. You got to use those tax codes as they are supposed to be used, just like the rich do. As a result, you too can have the freedom of the rich. I'll show you how. The following charts illustrate the rich system. This system begins with all business being conducted through a corporation, which creates the first line of defense against lawsuits and excessive taxation. If the corporation is challenged, your personal assets are protected with the second line of defense by using additional corporations, trusts, limited partnerships, foundations, and the like. You will place yourself under an umbrella of protection. A bombardment of attacks can come your way but will not penetrate your umbrella. That's freedom. Without that protection, you are at high risk of being burned. I wonder if like entertainers and people who come along like wealth very quickly, celebrities usually get their money quick. It's not really wealth, it's kind of being rich. It's kind of hitting the lotto when you become a celebrity, because that celebrity could die out, you know? Without that protection, you're at high risk of being burned. Without that protection, with the proper business structure, you can survive and succeed in reaching your goals. There's a chart on this page. Internal Revenue Code System 162A. Internal Revenue Code System 162A. There shall be allowed as a deduction all the ordinary and necessary expenses paid or incurred during the taxable year and carry on any trade or business. Internal Revenue Code Section 162A. There shall be allowed as a deduction all the ordinary and necessary expenses paid or incurred during the taxable year and carry on any trade or business. Internal Revenue Code Section 212. In the case of an individual, there shall be allowed as a deduction all the ordinary and necessary expenses paid or incurred during the taxable year for the production or collection of income. I mean, people just don't know this shit, huh? Because I'm looking for something deeper, but it's saying that in the case of an individual, so it seems as if having a corporation is the closest thing to becoming an individual. In the case of an individual, there shall be allowed as a deduction all the ordinary and necessary expenses paid or incurred during the taxable year for the production or collection of income. It doesn't even say nothing about having a business. It just says any type of income that individual seems to all the ordinary and necessary expenses paid. So a person that's just making more money, they are allowed a deduction on any ordinary and necessary expenses paid or incurred during the taxable year for the production or collection of income. For the production or collection of income, an individual shall be allowed deductions on any expenses. So they're allowed a tax deduction if they're just somebody who's just making money to make more money. But if you're spending money on shit to make more money, you get a tax deduction on that. but you must, you must start a corporation. Where do they tell you that? There shall be allowed as a deduction all the ordinary expenses incurred in a taxable year and carry on any trade or business. Same thing. If you have a trade or business, you're allowed a deduction on the ordinary and necessary expenses paid or incurred, or anything that happens incurred during the taxable year. That's it. 60 words. Our goal is to help you understand these two basic principles and how you can use the power of these 60 words to get rich. I wonder how that corporation, I don't know. It's hard. All right. The great tragedy in America today is not the waste of our natural resources. The real tragedy is the waste of human resources. Oliver Wendell Holmes. The great tragedy in America today is not the waste of our natural resources. That's pretty fucked up. The real tragedy is the waste of human resources. So that you're saying there's so many human resources out here, but we're wasting them. I guess people's potential, right? So there's this chart right here. There's a chart. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says double levels of defense. Lawsuits and taxes strike from many different directions. You see it? The corporation is the first line of defense. The corporation is the first line of defense. A second corporation plus other entities form a second line of defense to protect you from attackers of your personal and business assets. Corporation, insurance trust, children's trust, irrevocable trust, limited liability companies. See, well, where do you find these insurance trusts? Like, what's an insurance trust, right? From attackers of your personal and business assets. That address, I gotta email these people because they gave me the address in the introduction. I gotta ask them these questions. Insurance trust, children's trust, irrevocable trust. But what's giving those things power? Money? Limited partnerships, foundations, family living trust, limited liability companies. Again, who or what is a family living trust? You know, or what can happen? You can collapse and burn, or you can survive and succeed. Your business structure makes the difference. Conclusion: the economic climate of today demands the following. You have to go into business for yourself. You have to use the financial structures that the rich use. You have to know how the IRS and the United States government actually help you as an entrepreneur. Become prosperous and enjoy your freedom. This brings us to the second most frequently asked question. What business structures will work best for me? Section 2 holds the answer. This all seems very vague, doesn't it? So that was the end of Section 1. Section 1, Chapter 2.